Happy Monday, everybody, another week. I'm here with Luna, and this Monday activity is all about clay. I remember very well playing with das when I was little, and it's great clay. This I found in Mr. Price, and basically what we're gonna make with the seniors is something like this. So this I made yesterday just to try if I was up to the challenge. I'm quite happy with the result. It's well, okay, it's kind of homemade, but I really like it. It's very cute. What we need for this activity. So I think you will really need a plate, plastic or whatever, ceramic plate, and some parchment paper so that your clay doesn't stick to the plate where you're working. You will also need a knife. I used a knife that is not very sharp because I only needed to cut the clay and to make some of the decorations, some of the incisions on the clay. To make decoration on the clay, I also used a pen. You can use anything like a pencil, anything like that. I'm also using a pencil just for a short while at the beginning. I'll show you how. Okay, so I'm very excited. Let's start. Luna, pay attention, please. Okay, so first of all, we are gonna set up a working space. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this parchment paper the same size as the plate. So I'm gonna just draw the shape of the plate on the parchment paper. It's easy like that. And then I'm going to cut all around it. And there you go. Okay, I'm gonna put the shape, the parchment paper on my plate. And then I'm ready to start. Yesterday I made this little vase that I can use as a pot as well. But this time I want to really make a pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut a piece of clay and I'm gonna make a bowl with it. Now this is gonna be messy, guys, so pull up your sleeves. I've got gloves, it's fine. Then I'm gonna flatten it down to make a circular shape that's gonna be the base of my pot. And I want my base quite thick, okay, so that it doesn't break. Now I've decided that I'm gonna use a plastic pot of the size that is okay for me, as a kind of to help me to make my pot, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna position this plastic pot that I found in the garden, by the way. It was one of my spared pots, on top of the base, okay? So the base is accidentally exactly the same as the base of the pot. Now let's start. And here, guys, the fact that you have the plate, it's good, because instead of turning the pot while we are working, we are gonna turn the plate. See how easy it is. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start working by cutting more clay, making a kind of snake out of the clay that you have on your hand, and then start putting the clay around the pot like so. Now you don't really need to stick it to the pot, because then the pot won't be able to come out, so we will need to take off the pot afterwards. But you just follow the shape, okay? The important thing, so you continue like that, okay? Keep on going. I'll show you the first two snakes, so to speak. So there you go. So this is my first layer. I'm gonna cut the excess out. Okay, and this is my first layer. This is just the beginning, guys. Now, one more snake. I'll need many snakes now. I'm going to put on top of the first one, okay? Now, don't worry if they are not, if they don't stick together very well, because we're gonna mind that later on. So, again, as you can see, I'm missing a piece at the back here. So there you go. And I can continue going up, see? So I go up basically. I go around and I go up. Okay, so here I am again. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers completed. One little tip is every 1 or 2 layers, take out the shape, take out the plastic pot, because otherwise it will stick. It will stick to the clay and you won't be able to take it out if you wait too long, okay? So you can then put it back, you know, don't press it down or anything, just gently insert it and leave it like that. I'm happy with the height of my pot, and as you can see, it's all very rough, which is fine, because I just wanted to create the shape. Now I'm gonna take off the plastic pot and I'm gonna start working with what I have, okay? So as you can see inside, it's all still very visible. I mean, the snakes are still all very visible. Also, the pot is slanted. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add one snake from here to here. Okay, so there you go. Now that I'm happy with the shape, yeah, not slanted anymore, is it, guys? No. Okay, now that I am more or less happy with the shape, I'm gonna start smoothing everything out. So I'm gonna put one hand inside, and with the other one I'm gonna press and I'm gonna smooth everything out like that. Okay, so I smooth it out a little bit, and a little tip, I discovered that if you actually scrape the surface a little bit with your knife like that, it's easier to smooth it out. Okay, so scrape the surface and then kind of go and smooth it out. Now, when you're finished, like when it's more or less all kind of smooth, not perfect, but a bit smoother, have a look at the top of your vase or of your pot, and have a look if you need to add anything or cut something. For example, look, this part here, it's taller, so to me it's easier just to cut out a little piece of this. Maybe I'll do it with the scissors to make it the same as the rest, then to add something to the rest of my pot. Okay, so let's see. Yes, it's much better like this, see? Okay, so once I've finished here, in the inside, okay, on the inside you will need to put a snake in here and press it down to make sure that the base is attached to the rest of the pot, okay, to the sides of the pot. Now, at this point, we need a little bit of water to finish the smoothing of this pot. There you go. So it doesn't have to be much water, just a little bit. You literally wet your fingers with the water and you go over the whole pot, and you see that everything is gonna become very smooth. Okay, so I'm happy with how smooth my my pot is, and then I decided to make a little decoration on the pot, a little flower. I'm gonna show you how I make it, and I'm gonna make the leaf. Okay, it's the same story for the flower. Okay, so I make a little piece of clay, and I divide it into two. I make a little ball like that. Then I squeeze my ball to make a circle, okay? And then I'm gonna squeeze the size of the ball like that to make like a leaf shape, okay? Can you see that? Okay. Then take a little bit of water, wet the leaf at the back, and then attach it to the pot beside the flower. Can you see that? Same way I did the petals of the flower, okay? Exactly the same way. And I'm gonna make a second leaf on this side. And then what I did last is I took my knife to sharpen a little bit the edges of my leaf, and to cut out also, you know, the veins on the leaf. I'll show you. See? Okay, and same on the other side. So just sharpen a little bit. Ooh, the shape of the leaf, and then inside make a little cuts that forms the veins on the leaf. There it is. Then if you want, as a last thing, you can take a little bit of water again, smooth it out on top of the leaf, and on the other side. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. Look at that. Now what I want to do is I want to make the rim, okay, at the top of my pot. For that I simply make a last snake. Like that. And I'm gonna put it in the inside of my pot, like so, like that. I'm gonna attach it very well. Okay, so I'm gonna smooth it out properly at the top. Yeah. It's quite thick, and then what I can do is I can push it forward like that, so that it's more like that. And then I'm gonna use my pencil, my pen, to make decorations around the rim, like so. Can you see them? Okay, all around the brim. Sorry, the brim, not the rim. Okay, that's your problem. Considering it's my first pot, well, second, if I have to be completely honest, I'm quite happy. I'll show you now. I can basically separate it from the parchment paper. I'm very happy with it. And now I have two options. I can either let it dry on the air, just like that, or I can put it inside the oven. Now this one I put inside the oven. It took quite long time. I put it yesterday for maybe an hour, and today again for another hour. 50 degrees into the top of the oven, but it came out quite well. This one instead I'm gonna put to dry, and then I'm gonna put a nice plant on top of it. Guys, thank you for watching this art activity. I hope you are going to try to give it a go as well, and I'm gonna wish you a very, very good week, and I'm gonna see you again on Wednesday for our science experiment and our weekly challenge. Okay, have a good week. Bye bye, guys.